Nice of you to drop in.
Hello people, I am the Comic Book Gamer, and today I'm going to be counting down my top 5 favorite hero-villain rivalries. Now, this list is based on, not just the characters themselves and what I think of them, but how their relationship is and how they work, like when they're both on the page together, how the dynamic is and everything. Also, this is my opinion, so if you don't like it, that's fine, that's your opinion. This is 100% opinion-based, so yeah, let's get into it. Number 5 is Wolverine and Sabretooth. Now, these two have such a cool, interesting relationship and a very long history together, like we saw in Wolverine Origin, where we got to see how they grew up together and how all that worked out. Like, their relationship is really weird from a young age. While the Wolverine Origin book isn't exactly my favorite, I don't think anyone really cares for it too much. It still shedded some light on the Wolverine, the Logan Creed whole relationship when they were younger, and it was really interesting to see that develop and what happened there. And of course, when they're older, whenever they get together, something big's going to happen. And they've each had such huge impacts on each other's lives, like the fact that Sabretooth killed Wolverine's girlfriend Silver Fox on his birthday, so that was kind of a big deal and really screwed Wolverine up, because Wolverine has been in love many times, and Silver Fox was one of his big love interests, and Sabretooth just straight up killed her. And in the Wolverine Sabretooth book, Wolverine talks about how Sabretooth forced himself upon her before killing her, so that just made it even worse. And also in that same book, Wolverine Sabretooth, we see their relationship take a turn to where Wolverine has to kill him, and then all this other stuff happens. I'm not gonna go big into it, but it gets pretty crazy. The book's written by Jeff Loeb. It's not amazing, but it is good, and it definitely does a good job at showing the Wolverine Sabretooth relationship. Number 4 is Batman and Joker. I know a lot of you guys probably thought this was going to be higher, but no, it's here. Anyways, everyone knows Batman and Joker. Their relationship spans across all platforms, comics, movies, TV shows. It's great almost all the time. Batman and Joker just make such a great dynamic, because you have this guy that's all super serious, just brutal serious, and then you have Joker, who's this psychopath and is just hilarious, and you're questioning whether you should be laughing at what he's saying or not. And then when you put them together, it's just perfect. The two of them, it's great when they're going against each other, and especially because majority of the time Joker's not even trying to kill Batman. He's even said before how he tries to test Batman. He's trying to make a better Batman, and he believes he's the only one who can really test Batman to his limit. And I truly believe that Joker is better than Batman, but because we've seen multiple times he could have killed Batman so many times. Batman could have killed him, but I've seen it to where majority of the time it's to where Joker could have killed Batman first, but Joker shows to where he wants to kill Batman his certain way. I think Arkham Asylum does a great job at showing this, to where Joker could have done numerous things to Batman when he was in that elevator in Arkham Asylum, but instead, you know what he did? He's like, okay, I got this whole thing set up to where this party's planned and all this, and I'm gonna kill Batman this way. And he even says at the end he wanted Batman to see things through his eyes, giggling and bleeding in a corner. And I think that game did it. Oh, of course, the whole Arkham series does a great job at showing the relationship, but Arkham Asylum really showed to me how he wants to kill Batman in this specific way. He has to have it some specific way. Just it's too boring to straight up shoot him or something. In Batman R.I.P., he could have easily killed Batman. Batman was drugged, and then they buried him, and that was all thanks to Joker. Could have easily killed Batman, but instead he chose not to, because that's not how Joker rolls. But again, you guys know this relationship. They're great together, Batman and Joker. They're one of the best heroes and villain rivalries ever. Number 3 is Hal Jordan and Sinestro. Now, this is a really interesting rivalry here, because, they used to both be Green Lantern buddies. Sinestro helped train Hal Jordan, and then Sinestro went a little crazy on his planet Korrigar. He would, just a bit crazy there, became a dictator, and all this different stuff happened, and now they're rivalries. And it's when these two are together, especially when they have to work together, because they have, for instance, in the New 52, what happened was prior to the New 52, because the Green Lantern storyline is one of the few that carried over from pre-New 52 to New 52. But anyways, Hal Jordan killed a Guardian because his will was so strong, it was able to override the ring, because the ring had a thing in it that said, you can't kill Guardians, no Green Lantern can. Hal Jordan's will was so strong, and overrode it, he killed a Guardian. Well, when he did that, because it was an evil Guardian that was killing everyone else and doing weird stuff with the rings. Anyways, I'm going a bit too into it. When Hal did that, the Guardians, even though he saved them, they were like, hey, you're not supposed to do that. Give us your ring. They took his ring, and they gave Sinestro a ring. And so after that, Sinestro was able to create another ring with his ring and gave it to Hal Jordan. And so he sort of had Hal on a leash, and that was definitely interesting. And they've had to work together before. Like, that's my favorite, is when they have to work together. When they're fighting against each other, it's awesome as well. But when they have to work together, it's great, because Hal Jordan is just so sarcastic and funny. And then Sinestro is this very, like, you know, get things done guy, but he hates Hal. And at the same time, they have a very big mutual respect for each other. And it's just such a cool hero-villain rivalry. Number 2 is Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. Now, their rivalry is so great, and it's tied together with their origins, and my personal favorite origin of theirs, because they've had a billion of them just like everyone else in comics, my personal favorite is Snake Eyes Declassified, which was a retelling of like the classic origin of Snake Eyes, except it was published by Devil's Due Publishing, and it was great, and it really showed how these two are interconnected, because there were some origins that tried to do it to where like they were kids, and they met, and all this stuff, and I was like, that's a crappy origin. I love this one to where what happened was they fought together, and basically it's Vietnam. They didn't say, they just said they're like somewhere in Asia in the comic. They didn't say where, but anyways, it's basically Vietnam. While they're over there fighting, bad stuff happens. They have to get out of there in a helicopter. So as they're all running to the helicopter, Snake Eyes gets shot, and so Storm Shadow jumps, because he made it into the helicopter, jumps out of the helicopter, goes, grabs Snake Eyes, just runs and like dodges all the bullets, gets Snake Eyes into the helicopter, and then they leave. And then a bunch of other stuff happens, like tragic stuff, to where Snake Eyes' family dies and everything. And Tommy Arashikage, who is Storm Shadow's alter ego, well, his like actual name, he told Snake Eyes that he could always come to the family dojo if he ever needed any help. So he did. From then on, they trained, and through all that, you know, it was his family dojo. It was his family's like martial arts school, which was a big deal, because the Arashikage clan is one of the best ninja clans. Well, it is the best ninja clan in all of G.I. Joe universe. Anyways, when they were training, it turned out Snake Eyes was much better than Storm Shadow. Like, his family liked him better, because, you know, they were all the teachers and everything. They saw that Snake Eyes was clearly better. He wasn't as much of a hothead, so this drove Storm Shadow nuts, made him hate Snake Eyes. And then a bunch of other stuff happened, including one of Storm Shadow's family members dying, and him, like, them blaming each other and stuff because it was like pinned on Storm Shadow. And then you have other iterations to where like after that, Storm Shadow left to Cobra, but you have other iterations to where like Storm Shadow was brainwashed and then by Cobra, and then he's unbrainwashed, and then they're working together again. And these two, whenever they get together, it's such an awesome epic fight, and there's so much tension because of everything that's happened between the two. I skipped over a lot of things, but I gave you guys like the basics of it, and it's just great. I love Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. They're so awesome. I grew up with them. They're great. Their rivalry is one of the best in all of comics. Number 1 is Superman and Lex Luthor. Now, most of you guys probably knew this who watch my channel, because Superman is my favorite and Lex Luthor is my favorite villain. But anyways, these two are great. I've been saying these two are great a lot. But anyways, Superman and Lex Luthor, the thing that I love about this is the tension between the two when they're talking, such as in Lex Luthor Man of Steel, we got to see from Lex Luthor's POV how Superman looks. The artist did a great job on that, because Superman looks like a freaking monster. Superman is scary in that book. He's got constant glowing eyes. He's not like, you know, the like handsome standout superhero like we're used to. He is scary looking. He look like the colors are so much darker. You see the world through Lex Luthor's eyes, and it's great. And Superman just looks scary. And then from Superman's view, you see how Lex truly is, because Lex is not a good guy. But again, Lex also thinks that he's this great guy that's trying to save humanity, and he hates Superman because he's this alien who was given everything. That's the way he views it. He views it as, because Lex Luthor wasn't like Bruce Wayne who was given everything either, but Lex Luthor built his fortune, and he got to where he is. He became like the king of Metropolis because of himself, not because of anyone else. Superman comes in one day, in certain iterations, it depends, but and in like a week or so, and he suddenly, everyone's talking about him. Everyone's like, who's this big guy? Is he a hero? Is he a villain? What is he? And Lex Luthor took his whole life to get there, and he really hates that. He hates the fact that Superman was given everything. He despises him for it. And Superman a lot of times actually trying to change Lex. He really wants to help Lex, and he tries to. And then for anyone asking, well, this is a stupid relationship because Lex Luthor can't ever figure out that Superman and Clark Kent are one and the same. Isn't he supposed to be so smart? Well, he is. He figured out that they were one and the same in John Byron's Man of Steel run, but he made a machine that was able to decide who was Superman, and decided that, hey, Clark Kent's actually Superman. And he's like, that stupid machine's broken. Superman, someone as arrogant as Superman, would never go down to be humble Clark Kent. Even when there's a point in Lex Luthor the Black Green to where Lex Luthor achieves all power, like he makes peace throughout the entire universe because he has all the power in the universe, and he breaks all that to attack Superman. But he finds out during that Superman and Clark Kent are one and the same, and he couldn't believe it. At first he's like, tell me who Superman is, like show me, he actually says like, show me Superman's like weakest moment, and it shows like Jonathan Kent dying and Superman being right there, well, Clark right there. He's like, what, that's Clark, and that's Clark Kent's parents, what is this? He's like, Superman can't be Clark Kent. He's not humble enough. And it's just so great. I love these two. Superman and Lex Luthor, they're a great rivalry. And if you've been reading Justice League Darkseid War, which is currently the storyline going on in the Justice League comics, you know one of the best part, my personal favorite part, is the parts with Superman and Lex Luthor, because they're teamed up together right now because of stuff that's happening. Since that's a new storyline, I won't spoil anything about it, but those two are together, and it's amazing. It's my favorite part of the book, and I know a lot of other people that were saying that it's one of their favorites too. It's great. These two have a great rivalry and relationship, and I just love it. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Please let me know in the comments below, what are your top 5? I just gave you mine. I want to hear yours. Again, this is all opinion based. I just want to hear your guys' now that I gave mine. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like.